Chapter 6. The announcement without any files. Oh yeah, I believe in book 0, you needed to have a whole bunch of files in order to make an announcement, so they hardly ever made any announcements. But now it's an announcement without any files. The next day was Friday. The people of Ninja Food Planet secretly agreed to do a surprise announcement. They wanted to try it without any papers or files. They wanted to do the announcement on the weekend. But Saturday was the Sabbath, and Sunday was the day of church? No, I believe that Sunday is the Sabbath. But, you know, people want their beauty sleep on Saturday. Wait. So you can't carry out an announcement on the Sabbath? Does that count as work? So the only people who could come to the announcement were the adults who didn't go to church? That was because the kids were at school and the teachers... Oh! They didn't do it on Saturday or Sunday. They did it during the week. That was because the kids were at school and the teachers were never allowed to postpone school for anything because it was against the rules. A very old man with no hair came up to the stage. Hammerjack was familiar with him because he had announced Lee is going to Earth to be tortured. He was a white-skinned man with his clothes nearly stuck to himself as if he was swimming just before the announcement. He was a man that went by the name of Reed Half-Wow. He's half wow and he's half Hello, everybody! This is the last announcement I will do for my entire life because I plan to retire on Monday. That's it. Anyways, we have a person who is going to make a group and show us his stuff so that you will all know who is the second and second most mighty sensei can do. So you will all know what the second and second most mighty sensei can do. Because Lee was the first and most mighty sensei. Right now, he is going to come up on stage and pick only one person to come with him from the start. So here he is. Here comes Hammerjack! Everyone cheered, hollered, whooped, whistled, and clapped as Hammerjack came up onto the stage. Hammerjack didn't know why, but he felt as nervous as an American who moved to Sudan and found out that he was going to stay there for the rest of his life. Hi, everyone! Well, the parents and adults, hi. I'm not really getting off to a good start here, thought Hammerjack. He felt like running off the stage and running away. All he had to do, though, was pick someone to go with him. Derpertses, you're up, said Hammerjack confidently, yet still a little bit nervously. Derpertses stood and raised his hands, nodded his head, and then went upstairs. This guy has the weirdest motions, this guy's so derpy. Hammerjack put an arm around him, and Derpertses did it back. They are best friends, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone knew that this was going to be an adventure that no one would ever forget, and a great honor for Hammerjack. Chapter 7. The Trip. Hammerjack and Derpertses were clearly piped up the next day about the mission. They were energetic, in a good mood, and ready. They were so ready that they had forgotten about the announcement that was made the day before that day. As they were walking to the shipwright, Hammerjack asked a few questions to Derpertses. To both of them, they meant everything. Doesn't it seem awfully strange to you, asked Hammerjack, that there are so many galaxies out there that even Lee hasn't seen? Yes, Derpertses says. Very. I don't know what galaxies have been planned for my life, Hammerjack said. Ninja Food Planet was a Christian world, so when he said, have been planned, he meant what galaxies God wanted him to go to. Good, we're reading a Christian book. That makes me feel better. It's all clean. So Hammerjack just wanted to hurry up and go to heaven. I'm just not even going to mention that anymore. Me too, Derpertses replied. Oh, there's the shipwright. I'm sorry, we're closed, said the clerk when they got there. Then why does that sign on your door say, come in, we're open? The clerk looked behind him to find the door inside with a sign hanging from the doorknob that said, shipwright, come in, we're open. The clerk looked back at them and said, sorry, we're out of stock. Then why does the room look like bedlam with all the ships? Derpertses questioned after Hammerjack had hesitated to answer. The clerk looked back at the door, this time through the window to see bunches of ships piled onto each other in every which way. The clerk stared back at him in defeat as he said, come in. It's another rude guy. He's just like, I don't want customers. Just get out of here, please. When they got to the room, Hammerjack pointed at a ship and said, what's that called? That, my friend, is our ultimate special called the Millennium Falcon. I'm kidding. It says the Giant Boulder. It's a great, big, house with lots and lots of rooms. It's a great big ship filled with equipment like missiles, rockets, astronaut gear in case you need to get out of the ship for some strange reason, and a conversational GPS. Siri! It has an unbeatable price at 10 Ninjarati dollars and is new, well, for the time being. You can buy a whole ship with a conversational GPS, missiles, rockets, and astronaut gear for 10 Ninjarati dollars. And you can buy a 10-foot rope for 5 Ninjarati dollars and 1 Ninjarati cent. Ropes must be pretty valuable, or ships must be pretty common. You're right. It's only for the time being, because we are going to buy it. Isn't that right, Derpertses? Said Hammerjack. Derpertses looked wide-eyed at Hammerjack because of the descriptions the clerk had given about the ship. Are you kidding? Derpertses agreed. Of course. All right, the clerk said. I will deliver it to you in person tomorrow. How about, Hammerjack said, you deliver it in person right now? Well, I can't really do that. Why not? Because it takes me a day to fill the ship up. What? Hammerjack protested. I thought it was already filled. I didn't say so. Yes, you did. I did? Yes. My short-term memory loss has failed me. Does that mean that he has short-term memory loss? The clerk laughed his head off while he said, ha 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 ha, I'm just kidding. I don't have a short-term memory loss. Or at least I think I don't. Did I just say that? The clerk became utterly hysterical and delirious. Ha 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 ha. Hammerjack resisted the temptation of strangling him and calling him a five-legged liar and a joker. This guy is frustrated. But that would show that he wasn't a Christian, which he was, because Christians don't do bad things. Satan was tempting him by the minute. Instead of shouting, "You're a five-legged liar and a joker," he calmly said, "This is no time for joking." Okay, the clerk replied and stopped laughing immediately. Hammerjack raised one eyebrow. There was something weird about this person. Hammerjack gave the clerk 10 Ninjarati dollars and left. Of course, he didn't leave without saying thanks, because if he left without saying thanks, then that would show that he wasn't a Christian. Hammerjack beckoned Derpertses into the boulder, but had to pull him in when he realized that Derpertses was just staring in amazement at the ship. This guy's a fangirl. We're off on a new adventure, in a new world and galaxy, Derpertses said to Hammerjack excitedly. You can say that again, replied Hammerjack, who was also excited. They had had a fun trip. They had a picnic on the moon, of course, for a game called Don't Let Your Food Touch the Sun, or Don't Let Your Food Join the Orbit Spinning Around the Sun, because that's a fun game. I play that all the time. I just sometimes invite my friends over and say, hey, don't let your food join the orbit spinning around the sun. They also did many other things on the ship, like sing Ninjarati Food Planet classics and play Ninjarati Food Planet's most famous games, like Don't Let Your Food Join the Orbit Just Spinning Around the Sun. Derpertses also showed Hammerjack how to work as a missions director, what his daily routine was before he went to his office, and suggestions just in case he became one. What did they do with the ship during all this time? They, obviously, put it on autopilot. And then they were there, at Stay Pravdepodobne Nikti Nevidel Tieto Vesipred, at Tailtown.